finding your way through the modern educational landscape can sometimes feel a bit like trying to navigate a new city without a map, right?
Absolutely, it's complex.
But what if cutting-edge technology could actually provide that map, maybe align perfectly with, established educational frameworks?
That's a great way to put it.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into exactly that. We're looking at a transformative new framework in Indian education and an innovative platform that seems designed to fit right into its vision.
Mm-hmm.
The really intriguing part for me is how these two pieces connect so seamlessly.
Well, our focus today is the National Credit Framework, or NCrF. It's a really ambitious initiative, actually, developed under India's National Education Policy 2020.
NEP 2020, right? I've heard a lot about that.
Exactly. And the NCRF's big goal is to integrate pretty much all forms of learning, academic studies, vocational skills, even real-world experiential learning across all educational levels.
All levels, wow.
Yeah. For our deep dive, though, NCrF Level 4 is particularly relevant. This level is aimed at, let's say, senior secondary and early higher education.
Okay.
And it truly emphasizes multidisciplinary approaches, hands-on skill development, and importantly, experiential learning.
Right.
And that's, you see, where Lanquill comes in. It's an English language learning platform built around those core LSRW skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
LSRW, okay.
Enhanced by things like real-time grammar analysis and adaptive assessments. The fascinating part, as you said, is how Lanquill's whole approach seems almost custom-made to align with NCrF Level 4's expectations.
Oh, so?
Particularly around language proficiency, digital learning, and delivering genuinely outcome-based education.
Okay, so if NCRF Level 4 is setting this new standard, let's unpack this a bit. What's its core philosophy? What's it really trying to achieve in the broader education system, beyond just mixing different types of learning?
Well, at its heart, NCrF Level 4 is really about making education more flexible and focused on clear outcomes.
Outcomes. Okay. Less about just seat time.
Precisely. It's a significant shift away from those rigid structures. The aim is to recognize and credit learning no matter where or how you acquire it.
That sounds potentially huge.
It is. For language specifically, it zeroes in on developing both foundational English skills and, crucially, the specific language needed for the workplace.
Practical skills.
Exactly. It's about ensuring learners don't just accumulate knowledge, but gain tangible, recognized skills. Skills that, open doors.
That's a powerful shift, right?
Yeah.
Recognizing learning wherever it happens. So in this new landscape, what is it about Lanquill? What makes it so uniquely positioned as an English language platform to meet these kinds of demands?
Well, what makes Lanquill really shine isn't just its list of features, I think. It's how it actually transforms the learning process.
Okay.
Imagine a language platform that doesn't just, give you a grade, but sort of learns you.
Learns you. How do you mean?
Its content is structured, it's level-based, covering all 4 pillars: listening, speaking, reading, writing. We mentioned LSRW.
Right. But here's where it gets, insightful. It's real-time grammar analysis, and those adaptive assessments mean the system is constantly tailoring the learning path.
Ah, okay, so it adjusts.
Continuously. Right. It pinpoints your exact weaknesses and serves up the perfect exercises to overcome them. It's kind of like having a hyper-personalized tutor.
Always on call.
Exactly.
Ah.
Ensuring every minute you spend is directly accelerating your progress. And that aligns just seamlessly with NCrF Level 4's emphasis on measurable outcomes and, of course, digital integration.
So it's clear Lanquill offers a powerful language solution on its own. But the real ingenuity, it seems, is how precisely it maps onto NCrF's specific criteria. Can you maybe unpack those key alignment areas for us? Show us the direct connections.
Definitely. Let's break it down. If you look at NCrF's core needs, Lanquill addresses them pretty directly.
Like what, for example?
Okay, for instance, NCrF strongly emphasizes developing core communication skills across listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
The LSRW, again. Exactly. Lanquill has dedicated interactive modules for each of these, and they're built to CEFR standards.
CEFR. Remind us what that is.
Sorry. Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. It's basically like a global standard for language proficiency.
Got it. A benchmark.
Right. So Lanquill ensures learners don't just acquire language theoretically, but can actually use it in real-world situations. From basic conversation right through to professional settings.
So it's a very practical, application-focused approach then?
Very much so.
What about something like notional learning hours? That sounds quite specific to a framework. How does a platform like Lanquill account for that?
That's another critical alignment, actually. NCRF wants to credit learning regardless of where it happens, right?
Hmm.
Lanquill's modular design, the fact that it's accessible 24/7, it means every moment a learner spends, whether it's on a quick bite-sized lesson or in the online lab, it counts toward those notional hours.
So notional hours are like a standard unit of effort.
Exactly. Think of it as a standardized way to measure learning effort. Doesn't matter if it's in a traditional classroom or, through an app while you're commuting.
Right, like converting different currencies into one value.
Precisely that. It's a single recognized value for educational credit.
Mhm.
And it fits perfectly into flexible learning schedules, which is key for NCRF.
That's a really clever way to quantify learning. And given the big push for digital education, especially post-pandemic, how does Lanquill integrate technology into this new framework?
Oh, its technological integration is absolutely central. You've got Lanquill's online English lab. It's AI-powered real-time grammar and speech analysis.
The AO tutor you mentioned.
Exactly, and its mobile-first design. All these directly support the national education policies and NCRF's emphasis on digital and blended learning models.
Which is crucial for reach, I imagine.
Absolutely crucial for reaching diverse learners all across India.
So it's not just about the learning itself, but also about getting formal recognition for that learning within this new NCRF system. How does Lanquill handle the outcome-based education and credit assignment side of things?
Yeah, that's where its assessment system really comes into play. Lanquill features adaptive assessments, progress tracking, and even certification upon completion.
Okay, so it measures progress and certifies it,
Right. And this allows institutions like colleges or universities to assign formal credit. They can map the skill acquisition directly to the assessment scores.
making it quantifiable.
Exactly. It's a fundamental piece of NCRF making learning quantifiable for academic progression.
And look, everyone learns differently. We know that. How does Lanquill personalize the learning journey? Does it meet NCRF Level 4's goals for flexibility and accessibility for different types of learners?
Personalization is definitely built in. Lanquill offers personalized guides, for one. Then there's native language support.
Ah, that sounds important.
Oh, it's a huge advantage, especially for maybe first-generation English learners. And it uses techniques like spaced repetition for vocabulary building.
So it adapts to the individual?
It really supports differentiated learning styles. And that's a big priority for NCRF Level 4's flexibility and accessibility goals, acknowledging, India's incredibly diverse student body.
It sounds like it covers both the academic side and the practical side pretty well. Does Lanquill also address NCRF goal of integrating sort of general education with vocational skills,
Yeah.
blending those two worlds?
Absolutely. Lanquill includes contextual content designed for academic settings, yes, but also for the workplace and for professional communication.
Real-world stuff.
Exactly. This encourages a more holistic development. It combines academic English with practical employability skills, preparing learners not just for exams, but, for actual careers.
And finally, on this alignment point, how does Lanquill ensure it's truly building competency? That seems to be a big focus of the NEP-aligned education system now.
Good question. For language and cognitive competency, Lanquill provides that real-time feedback we talked about on grammar, pronunciation, articulation.
Immediate correction.
Right. And it cross-references this with the CEFR levels. This directly reflects the NEP's focus on competency-based skill education. It gives learners precise feedback on where they stand and, crucially, how to improve.
Okay, that's a really comprehensive breakdown of how Lanquill's features seem to mesh with the framework's requirements. But let's make it more concrete. What does this all mean for someone actually, learning English with Lanquill?
Right.
Can you give us some specific practical examples of how it develops each of those 4 core skills? Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Because these aren't just abstract concepts, are they? They're skills you use every single day.
Precisely. And Lanquill breaks down each skill area into measurable components. Each skill is actually mapped to about 15 notional hours of learning within the platform.
15 hours per skill.
Okay. Roughly, yes. So for listening, think about modules like active listening at the workplace or critical listening in professional growth.
Sounds specific.
They are. They're designed to cultivate really advanced auditory comprehension. It's not just about hearing words. These train you to actively listen for, say, implied meanings, pick up on crucial details and sort of decode complex conversations.
Like in a meeting or something?
Exactly. Skills vital for a high-stakes meeting or understanding a nuanced debate. It promotes what some people call transformational listening, where you're truly absorbing and processing the information.
Okay, that makes sense. What about speaking?
In speaking, Lanquill offers structured training right from the basic A1 level through to advanced C2 based on those CEFR levels.
The whole range.
The whole range. This includes topics like public speaking, participating in debates, and specific strategies for pronunciation and articulation. But what's particularly impactful, I think, is the real-time speech analysis.
How does that work?
It identifies issues with your accent, pitch, clarity, and provides immediate, actionable feedback for correction. It's almost like having a dedicated speech coach right there with you, on demand.
Instant feedback. Okay, and reading.
For reading, learners get intensive practice using really powerful strategies. Things like KWL, which stands for Know, Want to Know, Learned, and SQ3R.
SQ3R.
Yeah, survey, question, read, recite, review. These are proven methods. It covers decoding text, paraphrasing, inference-based comprehension, all with a clear level-based progression.
So it builds up complexity.
Right, from basic text understanding to more analytical interpretation. You learn not just to read the words, but to truly understand and dissect the information.
And finally, writing. Grammar and writing support.
Yes, for grammar and writing support, the platform provides essential features like grammar correction, obviously, but also guidance on sentence cohesion, making your writing flow well, vocabulary development, using language contextually.
Putting it all together.
Exactly. And personalized feedback in this area ensures measurable progress in written communication. It equips you with the ability to express yourself clearly and effectively, really in any context. All these practical approaches you see align perfectly with NCrF's outcome-based curriculum and its focus on skills-based evaluation.
That paints a very clear picture of the skill development side. Very practical. But beyond just teaching the skills themselves, what are the broader strategic advantages of Lanquill's design?
When we look at the NCrF framework as a whole system, how does it truly maybe transform the learning experience and its recognition on a larger scale?
Right. This is where Lanquill's innovative approach really, I think, shines within that whole NCrF ecosystem. Its technological integration, for starters, is a prime example.
We touched on that.
Yes. The AI-powered real-time analysis, the mobile-first design, the online lab format, these actively support blended learning and self-paced learning.
Which NCrF encourages. Exactly. And this is just crucial for achieving NCrF's goals of equitable access and lifelong learning across India, especially when you consider diverse geographical areas or socioeconomic contexts where, traditional classroom access might be limited.
So it's not just a learning tool, it's actually a tool for accessibility too.
Very much so.
And how does its assessment system specifically support the NCrF's vision for formal recognition and academic progression? You mentioned credits earlier.
Yes, its robust assessment and creditization system is, well, potentially a game changer. Those adaptive assessments and the certification allow institutions to measure learning outcomes very precisely.
And assign formal credit.
And assign formal credits. So, for example, maybe 30 hours of learning on Lanquill could equate to 1 academic credit.
Oh, okay.
This directly connects to something called the Academic Bank of Credits, the ABC. It enables formal integration into university frameworks and supports the NCrF's provisions for credit accumulation and, importantly, redemption.
So the learning you do on Lanquill could literally translate into formal academic credit on your transcript.
That's the idea. That's the
Right.
potential, yes. Making that link concrete.
That sounds incredibly robust.
Yeah.
But, given the sheer diversity of learners in India, and just the scale of implementing the NCrF framework nationally, what are some of the practical challenges in making sure this kind of assessment and credit system works seamlessly for everyone?
That's an excellent point.
How does Lanquill maybe help bridge those potential gaps?
Yeah, that's a critical question, and it really speaks to the thoughtful design behind it. Firstly, Lanquill's CEFR-aligned content for progression going from A1 to C2 ensures a gradual and structured path.
Step by step.
Right. This is absolutely essential for what NCrF calls vertical mobility, basically helping learners move up the educational ladder smoothly, regardless of their starting point.
Okay.
And this alignment allows for easier mapping with other existing qualification frameworks, like the NSQF or the NHEQF.
Making credits portable?
Exactly, making credit portability more seamless across different educational pathways. But critically, addressing your point about diversity, Lanquill's multilingual and inclusive approach.
The native language support you mentioned.
Yes, that native language support in the writing analysis significantly improves accessibility. This is especially beneficial for diverse learners, maybe first-generation English speakers from varied regional or social backgrounds.
So it helps level the playing field a bit.
It directly conforms to NCRF's inclusion goals and helps bridge those practical gaps you mentioned. In essence, it simplifies the process of getting your skills recognized, no matter your starting point or background.
To sort of wrap things up then, what really strikes me is just how seamlessly Lanquill's entire design seems to weave into the very fabric of NCRF Level 4. It's not just, enhancing language skills in isolation. It feels like it's integrating with the national vision for education, its structure, its content, its methodology. They seem truly well aligned with the principles and maybe the implementation strategy of this new framework.
Exactly. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, as you say, this integration fulfills key requirements. Requirements for credit-based certification, for mobility between different types of education, and ultimately for employability. All things outlined quite clearly in NCRF and the overarching NEP 2020.
It's a powerful case study.
It really is. This is a powerful example, I think, of how technology can genuinely drive educational transformation and support credit accumulation on a national scale.
Which definitely leaves us with something to think about. It raises an important question, doesn't it? If learning platforms like Lanquill can so precisely map to national credit frameworks, what could this mean for the future? For career pathways, for continuous skill development, not just in language perhaps, but across all disciplines?
That's the exciting horizon, isn't it? The potential is enormous.